Hello and welcome to the Valley. Today I am your host, Janet Michael. It is the Valley Business Today. We are on the Zoom with the Top of Virginia Regional Chamber. Kaleigh Fincham is staring at me. She is their Director of Events, to talk about the Valor Awards. Today they are presented by Bank of Clark. So Brandon Laurie is also on the Zoom with us. He is their president and CEO. Kaleigh, I have to tell you that the Valor Awards that the Chamber does every year, I think are probably the most meaningful of all of the events that you do. I hope Cynthia doesn't get mad at me for saying that, but I just feel like it is such an incredible salute to the heroes in our community that don't consider themselves even heroes. So kudos to you for keeping this going for so many years.
Thanks, Jen, I appreciate it. Yeah, I've done a handful of events so far for the Chamber, and this one, it's a different feeling, especially these amazing stories that these men and women do every day. Being in that room, I don't know how to explain the feeling. It's definitely different. So this year, it's going on its 13th year for the Valor Awards. And the Valor Awards, overall, it's an honor for the men and women who go above and beyond the call of duty in our community. It's those who put themselves in harm's way to protect the lives and safety of others, that recognize extraordinary acts of courage, quick thinking, and selflessness demonstrated by our community's law enforcement officers, firefighters, EMS personnel, and 911 dispatching teams. It's a powerful reminder of the bravery and sacrifice shown by those who risk their own safety to serve others each and every day for us.
You even have a citizens award. So it could be somebody who isn't any of those people, but they see a neighbor's house on fire, or they call 911, or they administer CPR. I saw something on social media recently. Someone was in one of those groups, and I know I should stay away from the groups, but this was a good thing. Somebody was saying, if you're on here, thank you. Someone was at a restaurant and a family member was choking, and a stranger stepped up and performed the Heimlich and saved their family member's life from choking. You also recognize people like that in our community as well.
Yes, so the incidents reports for this year would be that took place between July 1st, 2024 through August 31st of 2025.
Bank of Clark, Brandon, has been a presenting sponsor of these awards for a number of years. Why is this something that you've wanted to be aligned with through the Chamber?
It's a couple reasons. One is we talk about through our foundation, the work we do there. Community banks, we serve many purposes, but we're only as strong as the communities we serve. And to me, these men and women of valor that truly put themselves on the line for us every day is what makes a community. And so it's just something that we really strive for, to make sure that we're supporting that as much as we can. And what's really interesting, we give to a lot of different charities and events, and we're pretty strong on the Chamber. I think Kaleigh would agree with that. And this is the one where oftentimes with some of the other events, you get a table, you get two tables, and you kind of struggle filling that out. We never have a problem filling both of our tables with this event. And that just speaks volumes to the people that work at Bank of Clark and how they feel about it, because it is just truly an honor to be able to be that bank or that organization that is able to sponsor this event. And certainly as long as I am here, I hope I will always get first right of refusal, because we'll never not do it.
There you go, Kaleigh. He has actually said it on the radio, and it will be recorded for podcast history. Brandon, what is it like sitting in the room that night as these people are recognized? I'm sure that they list what they've done or all of the different things that they've given back to the community. How does it feel to be sitting at one of those tables?
I would say it's humbling, just as you hear what they do and have done. And me personally think to myself, holy cow. Yeah, it just puts them in a different level. You'd like to think, oh yeah, I could stand up and down. I'm like, I don't know. And that is what is so amazing about these folks that do this on the daily. They get up and they're on the way to work knowing that any of these things can happen any of these days. Makes it kind of the stuff that we do, and I'm very proud of what we do, but it's just, okay. It's a good thing, but it really pales in comparison to what these men and women do every single day of their lives, whether they're on duty or not. That's what's the amazing thing, is a lot of times they were off duty and still stepped in and we're the heroes of the day because they're never really off duty, which is another thing. It's just amazing.
Kaleigh, Brandon makes a good point because this is an above and beyond, but so many of the people that you're honoring that night aren't asking for any kind of recognition, whether it's part of their job or it's something that the rest of us consider to be above and beyond. They just always smile and say, hey, I'm just doing my job. That's got to make it harder to choose who's going to win which award.
And that's what's hard because we do have criteria and we do have a handful of various categories that these men and women can be nominated into, but they just think, hey, I'm just going out another day in the job.
That's a great point, Janet. When they're up there, the folks that get these awards, you can just see it on their faces sometimes. Yeah, it was Tuesday. It's my job. What do you expect me to do? And that's what's really so amazing, why we love being in the crowd and being able to witness this and hear these just amazing stories.
Kaleigh, do they know before they get there that night? So the dinner this year is happening on Thursday, November 6th. I know you'll give us details about getting tickets, but do they know before they get there that night that they are getting an award, or are they coming under the pretense of just being in some sort of general group of people being honored?
Some of them are awarded individually and some are in units. We do talk prior that they are getting an award of some sort, but they do not know which award, what category, what incident, anything like that. I do let them know prior just because inviting friends or family, loved ones, especially something like that.
This is a dinner that is open to the public. So this isn't something that is just for these people who are being honored. Anybody in the community, chamber member, not a chamber member, new to the community, lived here forever, can buy a ticket and participate in that evening.
Absolutely. And I think that's what the message that comes across for this event is hard, because when they see the Valor Awards, they automatically think of the first responders, the head of departments and everything. This event is open to the public as well, for members and non-members. You should come to this event one time in your life. Brandon mentioned that it's a very humble event. And I'll tell you what, part of my checklist for this event in particular is bringing tissues. I shed a couple tears last year. You look around the room and it's hard not to.
There you go, Brandon. I think we need some Bank of Clark branded Kleenex.
Kleenex. I'll talk to marketing about that. I got it. I love that. That's perfect.
Kaleigh, how does someone get tickets? Are there still tickets available? Because this event does typically sell out as well, doesn't it?
Absolutely, especially when it comes to tables. Tables do sell fast. There are still tickets available. What's really neat too is you can buy public safety tickets for guests and families that want to come for them.
I could, if I am otherwise occupied on November 6th, and I would love to come, but I can't, I can still buy 2 tickets, 4 tickets, 8 tickets and say, hey, Kaleigh, I want you to make sure these go to some of our public safety personnel, and you can take care of that for me?
Of course.
How do I get them?
On our website at regionalchamber.biz. You can reach out to me through email at kfincham@regionalchamber.biz. Or you can give us a call at 540-662-4118, and I'm extension 16. I'd love to take care of it for you.
Let's take a break. When we come back, let's talk a little bit about what the night looks like, because it's happening at Shenandoah Valley Golf Club, which guarantees that you're going to have a great meal. You're going to have a beautiful view while all of this is going on. Can you walk me through the event that night when we come back after the break?
Anything for you, Janet.
We are on the Zooms today with Kaleigh Fincham. She is Director of Events for the Top of Virginia Regional Chamber. Joining Kaleigh is Brandon Laurie. He is President and CEO at Bank of Clark. They are the presenting sponsor for the Valor Awards, happening on Thursday, November 6th from 5 until 9 p.m. at Shenandoah Valley Golf Club. We're going to get more details about that when we come back in just a couple of minutes.
This Tuesday, April Davis will change the world. She doesn't know that yet. All she knows is that she went to justserve.org and volunteered an hour of her time. Browsing through dozens of service opportunities in her community, April decided to spend her Tuesday evening serving dinner to mothers and their children at a transitional house. She doesn't know she'll be serving a particular mother and daughter who will be spending their first night in this home. April doesn't know that the hot meal she'll serve is the first this mother and daughter will have had in a week, or that the simple smile she'll offer as she serves them will help them realize that things are going to be all right. Which is why this Tuesday, April Davis will change the world. See the difference you can make. Sign up for service opportunities in your community. Visit justserve.org.
Welcome back to the Valley today. I am your host, Janet Michael. It is the Valley Business Today, top of Virginia Regional Chamber's turn at the mics. We are on the Zooms with Kaleigh Fincham. She is Director of Events for the top of Virginia Regional Chamber. Brandon Laurie is joining us as well. He is President and CEO at Bank of Clark. My bank, I have to point out, so I'm going to give you a personal endorsement there, Brandon. All of my accounts are at Bank of Clark.
Thank you. Makes me proud. Thank you both.
We are talking today about the Valor Awards. They are presented by Bank of Clark. And Brandon, we talked in the first segment about this is something that you want to be a part of because it is so community based. When you were talking earlier about being a community bank, that's one of the reasons why I have stayed with Bank of Clark for so long, because I know the people that work there. I know that if I have a problem or a situation, I'm going to be able to call somebody here locally and not get an 800 number where I'm talking to somebody in New York or Chicago. So this event goes hand in hand with your principles and values for the bank.
Yeah, absolutely. And to that point, yeah, my personal cell is on my card. And so I take those kind of calls all the time. And I think at the end of the day, these awards, they just really remind us of what courage and service truly mean. And we're just so proud to stand alongside the chamber and have the honor of being able to be the presenting sponsor for sure. And it's, again, as I said, something that we look forward to every year.
Kaleigh, give me the date, the time, the location, and where do I go to buy tickets?
The Valor Awards is our 13th annual Valor Awards. It will take place on Thursday, November 6th at Shenandoah Valley Golf Club from 5:30 to 9. You can find more information on ticket pricings as well as the overall event in general at our website at regionalchamber.biz. You can buy your tickets based on the situation that you're in, from public safety, non-public safety. We do have children prices as well for any men and women who want to bring their family along.
The awards that you give out that night are pretty diverse too. When we're talking about public safety personnel, it's not all deputies or police officers. It's fire and rescue. It's 911 dispatchers. It runs the gamut for all of our public safety personnel, right?
Absolutely. And it's really neat, especially this year. I won't give too much away, but we do have one incident that involved all the way from 911 receiving that call all the way to that individual getting to the hospital from that care that's needed. Everything in between, from firefighters, EMTs, 911, police officer. There's one incident that hits every single one of them.
Brandon, that speaks to something you said earlier as well, because most of us, as just regular everyday citizens, have no real idea of what happens. We may see a press release or we may see a photo on Facebook, but being able to sit in that room and hear this is what happened and this is how they handled it and here was the outcome is really impactful.
It's amazing to listen to it in kind of their own words as well, right? It's the folks that nominated them. And it just gives you a real, I think, a much better feel for what these folks do for us every single day that I think we can sometimes take for granted as we're living our lives. So that's why I think this is just so important. As Kaleigh has said, we get so many nominations and every single one of them deserves a shout out for what they do.
As people are listening to the show today, Kaleigh, on the River 95.3, it's the 15th of October. Are there still sponsorships available? I'm guessing that some people may think, wait, I didn't even know this was going on, and I would really like to support this in some way. Can they still reach out to you to get sponsors or, like we mentioned earlier, buy tickets for other public safety personnel?
Definitely. I would say by Friday, October 24th.
A portion of the proceeds for this event also gets donated back to one of the foundations or the nonprofits that a lot of our public safety personnel have, whether it's a police foundation or for a kids camp, or I think in years past, it's gone to one of the canteens.
Yes. The portion of the proceeds from each Valor Awards event is granted to a public safety agency or foundation within the Clark County, Frederick County, and City of Winchester region.
And they don't know who that's going to be until they get there that night, right?
No, ma'am.
That's almost like an award in and of itself.
And it's really nice. The beneficiary request forms are sent to the agencies within the communities. And they send, sometimes it could be certain apparatuses that the department needs, or upscale on another system, or it could be anything and everything that they just need extra funds towards, that we as a chamber are grateful that we can help them out in that way.
I recently learned that police budgets don't always include bulletproof vests for their canine officers. And sometimes foundations pick up the tab for those kinds of things. So that's why it's always great to make sure that you're supporting your local foundations, because you have no idea what budgets pay for and what they don't sometimes. Brandon, you get involved on that perspective too, because Bank of Clark has a foundation where you're integrated into a lot of our nonprofits as well.
We do. I'm proud to say that over the last 4 years, we've donated over $1 million back into the community and the communities that we serve, and we'll continue to do so. We have a golf event each year to raise money for the foundation, but 95% of the foundation's income comes from the bank directly, and we put that back out to hundreds of different 501c3s through the area, whether it's $50 or $100 for shirts for the softball team, or $15,000 or $20,000 to underwrite free Fridays at a local museum. Super proud. And from a shameless plug perspective, we're coming into the fourth quarter where we have our Give with BOC, Give with Bank of Clark, where each of our branches picks a local 501c3 that's near and dear to them. And that's what's just truly amazing about this area, is the generosity of our customers that give to whatever the charity is that we're doing, and then the bank matches that on the back end. So I often tell people, if you're not a current customer, give us a shot so you can be a part of this community giving. And if you are, thank you so much for your continued support, because it is just banking. We all kind of offer the same stuff. The foundation that we've created and the giving that we do in the community is one of the things that, at the end of the day, I can sit back and go, we've done good, and we're doing good for the communities.
It goes back to what we were talking about earlier, in that being a community bank means that you are rooted in the communities that you serve.
Absolutely.
You're going to give it to Watts, or you're going to give it
That's
to
right.
someone who serves my community. So I just think that checks a lot of boxes too. And I'm grateful that you guys set that up. You've had that for quite a few years now too, haven't you?
We started the foundation in 2022, I believe. But prior to that, our former chief marketing officer, John Hudson, everyone knows John, drove the bank's giving. So it wasn't part of the foundation, it was the bank giving directly. And over a 20-year period from like 2000 to 2020, the bank had given another $1 million away. So we're well into our third million over the last 25 years of giving to the community, which, it's pretty darn cool. And as we continue to grow, that's the thing that continues to grow with us. So we take a certain percentage of whatever our annual revenue is, and we're putting it into the foundation to make sure it's going back to the community. And that's just part of our annual budgeting process. And inevitably, because I have a hard time saying no a lot, and this time of year, my head of the foundation, my executive director will come to me and say, hey, we just got this request. We need, like, all right, fine. Those are the easy decisions to make, to be honest. Those are the fun ones.
So, Kaleigh, the other way that people can give is by coming to this event. Sometimes it doesn't mean you have to write a check with a comma in it. Just showing up at events like this to show our public safety personnel that we care about what they're doing, we appreciate the time and the work and the commitment that they put into our community, is fantastic.
No, absolutely. And I highly encourage you to buy tickets, even if you're not a non-public safety personnel or just a volunteer or have someone in your family that you've grown up around that life. I just highly encourage the community to just one time in their life come to an award ceremony like this, because it's truly remarkable to be in that room and listening to all these stories.
So where can people go get tickets?
Regionalchamber.biz.
And before I let you go, Miss Kaleigh, don't you have an event, something going on at, I don't know, maybe at Winchester Regional Airport this weekend? Do I remember that right? Did we have a conversation about that maybe once, twice, 14 times?
Maybe 27,000 times, Janet. Yes, we do. We are bringing back, it happened in 2019, the Wings and Wheels at our airport. Now, we've reamped it. There's a lot of moving parts, from static airplane displays to a car show to food vendors. We have a vendor market, a touch a truck aspect. We have live music happening. There's just so many pieces to this event. It's going to be great. And the best part, free admission to the public.
73 degrees and sunny on Saturday. You could not have asked for better weather for this thing.
I've been manifesting the weather since January. So we're going to keep on keeping on. And it's going to be great, Janet. It's going to be great.
Brandon, thank you for taking the time to put up with Kaleigh and I for a little bit this morning.
Thank you for having
it.
me. And if I could just add one thing, if you are a business in the area and you haven't joined the chamber yet, please do. I tell you, the networking opportunities, what the chamber brings to this community is absolutely amazing. I've had the fortune or misfortune, if you're my wife, because I've moved around and been a part of a lot of chambers in a lot of different areas. And Top of Virginia Regional Chamber is by far the best I've had the pleasure of being associated with. So I highly encourage membership, no matter what size business you are, individual sole proprietor, big corporation, come join. We have a lot of fun.
I promise I did not pay him to say that.
And Janet, thank
Not
you so
today.
much for letting me opine today. I really appreciate it. And Kaleigh, thanks to you and the team for putting all this work together.
Thank you, Brandon.
I will be back tomorrow with a brand new episode of The Valley Today. We are talking with Dr. Trimble Spitzer for Community Health Day sponsored by Valley Health. She is opening a brand new fertility clinic here in Winchester, has opened actually a new fertility clinic here in Winchester because there was a fertility desert in the Shenandoah Valley, but no more, as she says on the show tomorrow. So meet me back here for that just a few minutes after noon.